So picture this. It's a regular Thursday evening. I'm home, scrolling through my phone, killing time before dinner. Emily's not back yet. She texted earlier saying she had some last-minute work thing at the office. No surprise there. Lately, there's been a lot of these work things. And somehow they always happen in the evenings, always when I'm alone. But whatever, right? I wasn't thinking too much about it. Out of boredom, I get up to start tidying. I'm no neat freak, but her side of the bathroom is a battlefield. Half-empty lotions, makeup scattered everywhere. It's a mess. As I'm organizing her stuff, I knock over a few of her things. And that's when I see it. A packet of birth control pills tucked behind some old shampoo bottles. I'm standing there, staring at the pack like it's an alien artifact. Here's the thing. Emily's been off birth control for a year. She said she wanted to go natural, and I wasn't going to argue. So why the hell are these here? My mind starts racing. I tell myself there's got to be some explanation. Maybe these are old. Maybe she forgot about them. I convince myself it's nothing, but curiosity gets the better of me. I pick up the pack, turn it over, and freeze. The dates on the pills are fresh. Real fresh. As in, she's been taking them recently. At that moment, something inside me shifts. A cold, gnawing feeling creeps into my chest. My heart's pounding, and I don't even know why. It's just a pack of pills, right? But then my brain starts doing this thing where it connects dots I didn't even realize were there. Emily's late nights. The way she's been distant, almost avoiding me. The times she said she was too tired, or stressed, or just not in the mood. I try to brush it off. I tell myself I'm overreacting. But deep down, I already know. This isn't some innocent mix-up. There's no reasonable explanation for why she's hiding this from me. And suddenly, I can't stop thinking about every little detail that hasn't made sense these past few months. I'm still holding the pills when I hear the front door open. Emily's back. My mind's racing, but I don't say anything. Not yet. I need to play this smart, figure out what the hell's going on before I blow up. So, I put the pills back where I found them, force a smile, and go downstairs to greet her like nothing's wrong. But something is wrong, and I'm about to find out just how deep this rabbit hole goes as I head downstairs. I hear Emily bustling in the kitchen, acting like everything's totally normal. She's humming a song, one of those upbeat tunes she plays when she's in a good mood. Her fake good mood. I walk in, and there she is, hair still slightly damp, fresh from a shower. But something's off. She's glowing, almost too much, like she's been having the time of her life, not just wrapping up some boring workday. I lean against the doorway, trying to act casual, but the knot in my stomach is tightening. "How was your day?" I ask. My voice comes out steady, though inside, I'm battling a storm of questions I'm not ready to unleash yet. She doesn't even turn to look at me. "Busy," she says, "slicing vegetables for dinner. Super exhausting. You know how it is." Yeah, I know exactly how it is. I've been living this charade for months, apparently. My eyes are locked on her, watching her every move. Her phone's on the counter, and it keeps buzzing with notifications, one after another, lighting up every few seconds. She doesn't even check it. That's weird for her. Usually, she's glued to that thing like it's an extra limb. I push off the doorway, step closer. "Your phone's been going off nonstop. Something important." She glances at it but shrugs like it's no big deal. "Just work emails, probably. I'll check later." Her voice is light, almost too light. She keeps chopping, not even fazed. The whole scene feels staged, like she's putting on this performance, hoping I'll buy into the routine. But I'm already seeing through it. And now, the pills upstairs are screaming in my head. I decide to test the waters, see if she's going to hang herself with her own lies. "So, how's that new guy at work? What's his name? Nathan, right?" I throw it out casually, like I don't already suspect something's going on. I mean, she's mentioned him before, the new guy who joined her team a few months ago. A bit too often, actually. I wasn't paying attention then, but now I'm adding it all up. Her knife stops mid-slice. For the briefest second, I see her fingers tense. Then she quickly recovers. "Oh, Nathan? Yeah, he's doing fine. Still learning the ropes," she says, turning back to the cutting board. Too quickly. Too smooth. I walk around the counter, lean against it, crossing my arms. "You've been working late a lot lately. Is it because of him? Helping him get settled in?" I'm watching her carefully, looking for any crack, any flicker of guilt. She hesitates, just for a second, then keeps chopping. Yeah, sort of. There's just a lot going on right now, deadlines and all. You know how it is, she repeats, as if saying it enough times will make me swallow the excuse. I nod slowly, my blood boiling under the surface. Sure, I get it. And just like that, she thinks she's dodged the bullet. She even smiles a little, like she's proud of how she's handling this, like I'm some clueless fool. But I'm done being in the dark. I walk over to the fridge, grab a drink, trying to look casual. My heart's hammering in my chest, and I know I'm on the edge of something huge, but I need to play this cool. No way am I confronting her without more proof. Not yet, but I'm sure as hell not letting this slide, either. You've got plans tomorrow? I ask, cracking open the can and taking a sip. She doesn't know that I'm plotting. Probably another late night at the office, she says, rolling her eyes, like she's so tired of it all. And that's when I decide, tomorrow I'm going to follow her. I'll get my answers one way or another. That night, I barely sleep. Every time I close my eyes, I see those damn birth control pills and Emily's face. The way she shrugged off every question like I'm some idiot. I'm lying there next to her in bed, but it feels like there's an ocean between us. She's sleeping peacefully, wrapped in the sheets like she's got nothing to hide. But I know better now. Morning comes, and I'm already set on what I have to do. I've never been the kind of guy to play detective, but when your gut is screaming at you, you have no choice but to listen. Today's the day I get my answers. Emily wakes up early, like she's got somewhere important to be. She's rushing around, grabbing her things, barely saying a word to me. Just a quick peck on the cheek. So casual, so fake. And then she's out the door, off to work. I give it 10 minutes. My hands are sweating, my heart pounding in my chest like a drum. Then I grab my keys and head out too. I'm not an expert in this kind of thing, so I have no idea if she'll spot me, but I'm careful, keeping my distance as I follow her car. She's heading towards downtown, but something's off. She's not driving in the direction of her office. I stay back, watching her make a turn into a different part of the city, one that I know too well because of all the trendy bars and cafes. It's a place where people go to meet someone, not to work. She pulls into a parking lot behind one of those modern-looking buildings, and I park a block away, barely able to keep my hands from shaking as I sit there, watching her. Emily steps out of the car, dressed way too nicely for a day at the office. Tight black skirt, heels, and this blouse that I've never seen her wear. And then I see him, Nathan, the new guy at work. He's waiting for her by the entrance. He's smiling, that casual, cocky grin like he's been doing this for a while. Like this is normal. She walks right up to him, and without even hesitating, they hug. Not just any hug either, there's a familiarity to it. The kind of hug you don't share with a colleague. They disappear inside, leaving me sitting there, frozen. My worst fear is playing out right in front of me, but it feels like I'm watching it happen to someone else. For a few minutes, I can't even move. I just sit there, staring at the door they went through, trying to make sense of it all. But deep down, it makes perfect sense. The late nights, the distance, the pills. It was never just a coincidence. I should have known. I take a deep breath, trying to calm myself. Part of me wants to storm in there, make a scene, call her out in front of everyone. But that's not how I want this to go down. No, I'm going to wait, and I'm going to make sure she can't talk her way out of this one. I grab my phone and snap a few pictures from a distance, just enough to capture the moment, the proof. I wait in the car, eyes glued to the door. Feels like hours, but eventually they come back out. This time, they're laughing, way too comfortable with each other. Nathan walks her to her car, leans in, and whispers something in her ear that makes her giggle. I can't hear it, but I don't need to. The look on her face says it all. This is more than an office fling. Something that's been brewing for a while. She drives off, heading home like nothing happened. And I follow again, my mind racing with 1,000 thoughts. The second she steps through that door tonight, I'll be waiting for her. And this time, there won't be any pretending. Emily has no idea the storm she's walking into. I get home before Emily, my heart pounding with a mixture of fury and cold anticipation. I sit in the living room, lights off, just waiting. It's almost surreal how calm I feel, considering the chaos going on in my head. But I've made up my mind. There's no way out of this for her. Not anymore. When I hear her car pull up, I almost smile to myself. She's completely clueless. I know exactly where she's been, who she's been with, and she's about to walk in here like nothing happened. Like she's still fooling me. I can already imagine her fake smile, her sweet little voice telling me how crazy work was today. The door clicks open, and there she is, right on cue. "Hey, babe," she says, all cheerful. "Long day." She tosses her purse on the chair, kicks off her heels like she's exhausted. I'm still sitting in the dark, just watching her. She doesn't notice me at first, but when she finally does, she freezes, a half smile stuck on her face. "Why are you sitting here in the dark?" she asks, her voice a little unsure now. I stand up slowly, flipping the lamp on. The light floods the room, and I can see the moment she starts to get nervous. I take my time, not saying a word yet. I want her to feel this, to stew in it for a second. I want her to know that something is very, very wrong. Finally, I hold up my phone, the pictures of her and Nathan filling the screen. I watch her eyes widen, her expression twisting from confusion to panic in a split second. "Long day, huh?" I say, my voice deadly calm. "Tell me, Emily, what part of your day involved you meeting Nathan at a cafe and laughing like you don't have a husband waiting for you at home?" Her face goes pale. She opens her mouth, then closes it again, clearly scrambling for an explanation. "Wah, what are you talking about?" she stammers, trying to regain control. It's not what it looks like. I cut her off before she can even finish. "Oh, so meeting him behind my back, hugging him, spending hours together outside of work, and lying to me every single day isn't what it looks like?" My voice is rising now, every word dripping with the anger I've been holding back. "Tell me, Emily, what the hell am I missing here?" She blinks rapidly, clearly caught off guard by how direct I'm being. She steps back, hands up, like she's trying to defuse a bomb. "Listen, it's not like that, I swear. Nathan and I were just friends. I was helping him with a project. That's all it was." I laugh. I actually laugh out loud at the ridiculousness of it. Friends? Friends. I throw the phone onto the coffee table. "You expect me to believe that? And what about these?" I pull out the birth control pills from my pocket, the ones I found in the bathroom. Her eyes go wide again. This time, there's no denying it. She knows she's caught. "Oh my God." She stumbles over her words, trying to think of a way out, but there's nothing left. She's out of excuses. "What are these for, Emily?" I ask, my voice sharp as a knife. "You're not taking them for us, that's for damn sure." Her face crumbles, and for a moment I think she might actually cry. But then, just as quickly, something changes in her expression. Instead of apologizing or breaking down, she looks up at me with this defiance, like somehow I'm the one in the wrong. "Okay, fine," she snaps. "Yes, I've been seeing Nathan, but it's not what you think. It's not serious. It's just something that happened. We got close, and I wasn't sure where things were going between us, you and me. I didn't plan for this to happen." I feel the heat rising in my chest. She's standing there actually trying to justify this. I can't believe the audacity. "So what? You're saying you were confused about us?" I can barely keep my voice steady. "You didn't know where things were going? We've been married for 7 years. How much more certainty do you need?" She crosses her arms now, defensive, like somehow I'm being unreasonable. "You don't get it. You've been distant, too. You don't notice when I'm upset or when I need something. Nathan he listened to me. He made me feel appreciated." I can't even respond for a second. The level of manipulation is staggering. She's turning this whole thing around, trying to make me feel guilty for her cheating. Like this is my fault. Like I'm the one who drove her into his arms. "Don't you dare try to pin this on me," I say, my voice shaking with rage. "I've been here, every day, doing everything I can to make this marriage work. You're the one who's been lying. You're the one sneaking around, making excuses, and pretending everything's fine. Don't act like this is about me." She opens her mouth, about to argue, but I cut her off again. "You've been cheating, Emily. Call it what it is. You betrayed me, and now you're standing here trying to make me the bad guy. How the hell do you even live with yourself? For the first time, she looks genuinely rattled. She takes a step back, realizing that there's no way out of this. Not anymore. I can feel the weight of everything crushing down on me. The lies, the betrayal, the months I spent in the dark, believing her. I don't know where we go from here, but I know one thing for sure. This marriage, this life we built together, will never be the same again. She stands there, biting her lip, the defiance draining from her face as the silence between us thickens. For a moment, I think maybe, just maybe, she's finally gonna come clean, drop the act, show some kind of remorse. But instead, she does what I've come to expect from her. She doubles down. Okay, fine, she says, her voice colder now, almost casual. Yes, I cheated. I won't lie about that anymore. She shrugs like it's not a big deal, like she's admitting to forgetting to pick up milk from the store. But you know what? Maybe if you hadn't been so checked out lately, I wouldn't have had to. I feel the blood drain from my face, my jaw tightening as her words hit me like a slap. Had to? She's actually trying to justify her cheating as some twisted way to punish me. There's a heavy pause, both of us locked in this standoff, her eyes flicking to mine like she's daring me to explode. Had to? I repeat, disbelief flooding my voice. That's what you're going with? You're actually standing here trying to convince me that this is my fault. She rolls her eyes, and that's when I lose it. Not in the yelling, screaming way. No, I lose it in the worst possible way. A quiet, bitter kind of rage that scares even me. I take a step closer, keeping my voice calm, but there's a sharp edge to it now. I've been here, Emily. Every day, right here. I wasn't the one sneaking around with some guy, taking birth control pills behind your husband's back. I wasn't the one making excuses and hiding things. Don't you dare make this about me. Her eyes narrow, and I can see that flash of defiance return. She doesn't like being cornered. Doesn't like that I'm not letting her wiggle out of this. Oh, please, she snaps. You've been here, sure, but you haven't been present. You come home, barely talk to me, you're always so distracted. It's like you don't even notice me anymore. Maybe if you had, things wouldn't have turned out this way. There it is again, her trying to flip the blame, trying to make me question myself. But this time, I'm not falling for it. I stare at her, feeling the last bit of love I had for her dissolve into something dark and cold. It's like I'm seeing her for the first time. The real Emily, the one who doesn't care about anything but herself. You're unbelievable, I say, my voice low. All this time, I've been trying to figure out what I did wrong, why you've been so distant. I thought maybe it was stress, or work, or something we could fix together. But no, it wasn't me. Was it? You were out there, screwing around with some guy and then coming home, looking me in the eye, and lying like it's nothing. And now you're standing here, acting like you're the victim. Her lips twist into a sneer, and for the first time, I see something ugly in her face. You don't get it, do you? She says, her voice dripping with venom. Maybe I wouldn't have had to look elsewhere if you weren't such a boring, predictable, safe choice. Nathan, he's exciting. He's fun. He actually made me feel alive again. What do you do? Come home, watch TV, and expect me to just be satisfied with that? I take a step back, stunned. Safe. Predictable. The words bounce around in my head like gunshots, each one cutting deeper than the last. I've been trying so hard to build something solid, something stable, thinking that's what we both wanted. But apparently, while I was busy trying to build a life for us, she was busy chasing thrills with someone else. You know what? I say, my voice hoarse from the anger I'm barely containing. If that's what you wanted, if all you needed was a thrill, then maybe you should have told me before we got married, before we built this life together, before you decided to throw it all away for some fling. She looks at me, and for a moment, I see something flicker in her eyes. It's not regret or guilt. No, it's something even worse. It's indifference. She shrugs again, completely unbothered. People change. What can I say? Maybe you're just not enough for me anymore. And there it is. The final blow. The words that slam into me like a truck, shattering any last piece of hope I had that this could somehow be salvaged. Not enough. That's what it all comes down to for her. I'm not exciting enough, not spontaneous enough, not whatever she's chasing. She's willing to throw away everything we've built over the years because she got bored. I stand there, numb, watching her as she picks up her purse from the chair and slings it over her shoulder like this is just another Tuesday night. "Where are you going?" I ask, my voice eerily calm. She glances at me over her shoulder, giving me that same dismissive smile she's been wearing since this whole thing started. "Out. I need some space to think. Maybe you should do the same." And with that, she walks out the door. No apology. No remorse. Nothing. The door closes behind her, and I'm left standing in the living room, staring at the empty space she's left behind, wondering how the hell it all came to this. The door slams shut, and the silence that follows is deafening. I'm standing there, staring at the spot where she was just standing, my mind a whirlpool of emotions. My hands are trembling, fists clenched so hard my knuckles are white. Every word she threw at me, boring, predictable, not enough, keeps playing in my head on a loop, each one hitting harder than the last. I should be furious. I should be pacing, yelling, throwing something, anything. But instead, all I feel is this cold emptiness spreading through my chest. It's like the shock of it all has numbed me, and now I'm just hollow. How the hell did we get here? I sink into the couch, my body heavy, the weight of everything crashing down on me. 7 years together. 7 years, and she's out there, doing God knows what with Nathan, while I've been here, building a life she apparently couldn't care less about. I stare at the birth control pills still sitting on the coffee table. Proof of her betrayal, as if I need any more. My mind's reeling, but then the realization hits me. She walked out. She just left. After everything, after dropping that bombshell, she didn't even try to fix it. Didn't even pretend to care. And that hurts more than anything. I don't know what I was expecting. A fight, maybe, or some pathetic attempt at an apology. But not this. Not her shrugging off our entire marriage like it's something she can take or leave on a whim. I grab my phone. My hands are shaking, but I scroll through my messages, my thumb hovering over her number. For a split second, I think about calling her, demanding she come back and face this head-on. But what would that accomplish? She made it perfectly clear. I wasn't enough for her, and she's not coming back. Instead, I do something I never thought I'd do. I scroll to my best friend, Mike's name, and hit dial. He picks up after a few rings, his voice cheerful, oblivious to the chaos that just blew up in my life. "Yo, man, what's up? Haven't heard from you in a bit." I swallow hard, trying to steady my voice. "Mike, I need to talk. Can you come over?" I can hear the crack in my words, and he picks up on it immediately. "What's going on? You okay?" His tone shifts, concern creeping in. "No, I'm not. Emily. She..." My throat tightens, and I can't get the words out. How do you even explain something like this? How do you tell your best friend that the woman you thought you'd spend your life with has been screwing someone else behind your back? "I'm on my way," Mike says quickly. No more questions, just the sound of his car keys jingling in the background. "Give me 10 minutes. I hang up and sit there, my mind blank, waiting for him. My thoughts keep swinging between two extremes. One moment, I'm furious, imagining how I could tear into Emily, tell her she's thrown away the best thing she ever had. The next moment, I feel this crushing sadness, this sense of loss that makes it hard to breathe. How could she do this? How could she look me in the eye for all these months, pretending everything was fine while she was out playing house with someone else? True to his word, Mike shows up in less than 10 minutes, letting himself in without knocking, like always. When he walks into the room, he takes one look at me and knows something's seriously wrong. I must look like a wreck, still in my work clothes, disheveled, probably pale as hell. "Jesus, man," he says, sitting down next to me. "What happened?" I can't even look at him. My voice is flat as I start to explain. "She's been cheating on me, Mike. Emily. She's been seeing some guy from work. Nathan. I found out today." The words feel foreign in my mouth, like I'm saying them for the first time. Mike doesn't say anything at first. He just stares at me, his eyes wide, like he can't believe what he's hearing. Then, slowly, he leans back, running a hand through his hair. "Are you serious? Emily? That's man. I'm so sorry. I didn't see that coming." "Neither did I mutter, my voice thick with bitterness. "I found her birth control pills, and then I followed her today. Saw her with him. They were all over each other, laughing, hugging. She didn't even try to hide it." Mike curses under his breath, shaking his head. That's messed up. That's seriously messed up. Yeah, I say, leaning forward, elbows on my knees, my head hanging low. And the worst part? She didn't even try to deny it. She didn't apologize. She blamed me. She said I wasn't enough for her, that I'm too boring. Can you believe that? 7 years together, and that's how she feels. Mike is silent for a moment, his face tight with anger. Dude, you are not the problem here. Don't let her make you think that. She's the one who screwed up, not you. I nod, but it doesn't feel real yet. Everything's still a blur, like I'm watching this happen to someone else. I don't even know what to do next. I just feel lost. He's quiet for a beat. Then he speaks, his voice firm. You need to make a decision, man. I know this sucks and it's a lot to process, but you can't stay in limbo. You have to decide. Are you going to try and fix this? Or are you going to walk away? The words hit me hard. Fix this? How do you fix something this broken? And walk away? That feels equally impossible. But maybe that's the point. Nothing about this is going to be easy. I stare at the floor, my mind running through every possible outcome, every scenario. But no matter how I twist it, one truth keeps surfacing. Emily isn't the woman I thought she was. She made her choice when she walked out tonight, and maybe it's time I make mine. Mike stays with me for a few hours, but most of the time we're silent. He's never been the type to push me to talk, and honestly, I'm grateful for that. My mind is racing, but I can't seem to land on a single thought for long. The weight of Emily's betrayal is too heavy, suffocating every other feeling. Around midnight, Mike finally stands, clapping a hand on my shoulder. Look, man, I'm here if you need me, but you've got to face this head on. Emily's gonna come back, and you need to figure out what you want. No matter what you decide, you don't deserve this crap. I nod, but it feels robotic. I'm stuck in this limbo between rage and sadness, and I can't even tell what I'm feeling anymore. I watch Mike walk out the door, closing it softly behind him. Then it hits me. The silence in the house is deafening. This place, the home we built together, feels like a prison now. Every piece of furniture, every photo, every tiny reminder of our life together. It all feels like a cruel joke. It's like the ghost of what we had is haunting me, mocking me with what's been ripped away. And then I hear it. Her car. Emily's back. I stand, my muscles tense, as if my body knows what's coming next, but my mind hasn't caught up yet. She walks in, keys jangling, her face blank. No guilt, no shame, just that same indifferent look she gave me when she left. It's like nothing happened, like we're about to have some normal, stupid conversation about dinner plans or the weekend. But not tonight. Tonight, everything is different. She drops her purse on the floor and meets my eyes. For a moment, we just stare at each other. I don't know if she's waiting for me to explode or break down, but I'm not giving her that. I'm not giving her anything. So, she finally says, her tone so casual it makes my blood boil. Did you think about what we talked about? What we talked about. She says it like we had some kind of rational discussion, like she didn't just rip my life apart a few hours ago. The audacity in her voice is unreal, and I can feel the anger rising, threatening to spill over. But I don't let it. I keep it buried, cold and controlled. I say, my voice steady, too steady. She seems to notice it too, because her expression falters for a second. Just a second. And? She asks, crossing her arms, that cocky, dismissive attitude still clinging to her like a bad perfume. What do you want to do? What I want to do. I almost laugh, as if this decision is about picking a restaurant for dinner. As if the destruction of our marriage is just a minor inconvenience. I step closer, looking her dead in the eyes. I want to know why. I say, my voice quiet but firm. I want to know why you thought it was okay to lie to me, to sneak around behind my back. Why you thought Nathan was worth more than our marriage. Her face tightens, but she doesn't back down. I told you already, she says, sighing like I'm exhausting her. I needed more. I needed excitement. You've been checked out, and Nathan, well, he was there when you weren't. Excitement. I repeat, my voice sharper now. You threw away everything we built for some thrill, for some guy who gives you attention for a few months? And what then, Emily? What happens when Nathan gets boring? You'll just move on to the next guy who makes you feel alive. She flinches slightly, but then her eyes harden again. You don't get it. I didn't plan this, okay? It just happened. Things like this don't just happen. I snap, the coldness slipping, my anger seeping through. You made a choice. You chose to lie. You chose to cheat. You chose to walk out on us. For the first time, I see a flicker of something close to regret in her eyes, but it's too little, too late. She tries to soften her tone. Look, maybe we can work through this. People make mistakes. Maybe we can go to counseling or something. Counseling? I scoff, shaking my head. Counseling doesn't fix betrayal, Emily. It doesn't erase the fact that you've been lying to me for months. That you looked me in the eye every single day and pretended like everything was fine while you were screwing Nathan. She steps forward, reaching out, but I back away, shaking my head. I don't want her touching me. I don't want any of this. I made a mistake, okay? She says, her voice cracking slightly. But we've been together for 7 years. You can't just throw that away over one mistake. One mistake, I say, laughing bitterly. This wasn't a one-time thing. You didn't trip and fall into his arms by accident. You've been lying to me every single day. You've been cheating on me while I was here, trying to make a life for us. You didn't just betray me, Emily. You shattered the trust we had, and there's no coming back from that. She blinks, her face twisting with frustration, like I'm being unreasonable, like I'm not giving her the chance she thinks she deserves. But I'm done. I'm so done. I'm not staying in this marriage. I say finally, the words heavy but certain. I deserve better than this. You made your choice, and now I'm making mine. For the first time, real fear crosses her face. Wait, she says, her voice cracking for real this time. You're leaving? Just like that. I nod, not even hesitating. Yeah, just like that. You already left, Emily. You left the moment you decided Nathan was worth more than what we had. I'm just making it official. The silence between us is thick, suffocating. She looks at me, searching for some way to pull me back. But it's over. I see that now, clearer than ever. I turn, grabbing my coat, and head for the door. The weight in my chest lifts a little as I reach for the handle, ready to walk out of the life we built together. It's not the life I thought I'd have, but it's better than living in a lie. Wait, she calls out, her voice desperate now. We can fix this. Please, don't do this. But I'm already gone. The night air hits me like a punch, cold and sharp, but it feels cleaner out here, clearer. I stand on the front porch for a second, just breathing, the weight of everything inside that house finally starting to lift off my chest. I can still hear Emily's voice behind the door, muffled, calling my name, but I don't turn back. I can't. I step off the porch and head to my car, my mind buzzing with the finality of what just happened. I left her. After everything, 7 years of marriage, the home we built, the life we planned, I walked out, and it feels surreal, like I'm floating outside of myself, watching my own life collapse from a distance. But with each step I take toward the car, something else is stirring underneath the numbness. It's a strange mixture of grief and relief. Grief for what's lost, for the future I thought I had. But there's relief, too. A sense of release, like I'm finally free from the constant questioning, the endless doubt that's been hanging over my head for months. No more lies, no more pretending everything's fine. I sit in the car for a moment, gripping the steering wheel, my heart still racing. I don't have a plan. I don't know where I'm going or what comes next. But the one thing I do know is that I can't stay. Not in that house, not with her. There's nothing left there for me. I start the engine, the hum of the car filling the silence. My phone buzzes in my pocket, and I pull it out to see Emily's name lighting up the screen. I don't answer. What's the point? We said everything that needed to be said, and honestly, hearing her voice again might break the fragile sense of control I'm holding onto right now. She's already taken enough from me. Instead, I pull out of the driveway, the headlights cutting through the darkness as I drive aimlessly through the empty streets. It's late, way past midnight, and the city feels almost deserted. I'm not sure where I'm headed, but something inside me tells me that anywhere is better than where I just left. My thoughts are a mess, ping-ponging between anger and sadness. Part of me still can't believe this is real. Emily, the woman I thought I knew better than anyone, turned out to be a stranger. How could she do this? How could she look me in the eyes, day after day, and lie so easily? It's like every memory we shared has been poisoned. Everything feels tainted now. Every smile, every laugh, every touch. It's all a lie. But as I drive, something else starts to settle in. Something quieter, calmer. I realize that this isn't just about Emily anymore. It's about me. It's about the man I was becoming in that marriage. The one who was too afraid to confront the truth. The one who was willing to settle for less because he thought that's what love looked like. I pull into a 24-hour diner, the neon sign buzzing in the night, and park the car. I sit there for a minute, staring at the lights flickering, thinking about how everything went so wrong. But for the first time, I'm not trying to fix it. I'm not trying to figure out what I could have done differently or where I messed up. Because the truth is, none of this was on me. I wasn't perfect, nobody is, but I didn't deserve this. I didn't deserve to be treated like an afterthought, like some option she could pick up and drop whenever she felt like it. Inside the diner, I find a booth in the corner, the smell of coffee and fried food filling the air. It's quiet, only a few other people scattered around, the kind of place where nobody cares why you're there. A waitress comes over, and I order coffee, though I'm not even sure I'll drink it. I just need to sit, to think, to breathe. As I sit there, staring out the window at the dark, empty street, it hits me. This is the first step towards something new. It's not the life I wanted, but maybe it's the life I need now. Maybe walking away is the only way to really find myself again. The phone buzzes again. I glance at the screen. Another call from Emily, followed by a string of texts. Please pick up. I'm sorry. Let's talk. I didn't mean what I said earlier. I stare at the messages, feeling nothing but a cold sense of finality. There's nothing left to talk about. Whatever she says now, whatever excuses or apologies she tries to offer, it doesn't matter. I'm done. I block her number. It's a clean break, and it feels like ripping off a bandage. Painful but necessary. I need to start healing, and I can't do that with her voice in my ear, trying to twist the narrative, trying to make this something it's not. I sip the coffee, still too hot, but it wakes me up, brings me back to the present. I'm here. I made it out. And for the first time in a long time, I feel like I'm in control of my life again. There's a long road ahead, and I have no idea where it's going to take me. But at least I'm on my own terms now. If there's one thing I've learned from all this, it's that sometimes walking away is the bravest thing you can do. You can't save what's already broken, and you can't hold on to someone who doesn't respect you. I deserve better than the lies, the betrayal, the half-hearted excuses. I deserve someone who chooses me, who doesn't need to be convinced that I'm enough. I'm not sure what the future holds. Maybe it's messy, maybe it's painful, but at least it's mine. I pay for the coffee, leave a tip on the table, and walk out into the night, the city lights blurring around me. For the first time in months, I feel a strange sense of peace, like I'm finally free from the weight of everything I thought I had to carry. And as I get into my car and drive away, I know one thing for sure. I'm done looking back.